Right, we are back and we are going to be making these raindrop effect pendants. Let's go! Right, we are back. I'm always late to a trend. This one is going crazy at the moment. I did have a go. You may have seen the video on a different platform, but this is a big shout out to, again, Shalina Khan over at TNR. Amazing resin artist, I'm sure most of you follow. So this is an attempt I had a go at, but I want to try and get a real raindrop effect with this. So this was a pendant I made. So you can see I've got my mould on a heat mat. So I'm warming the mould up because I am going to speed up the curing process when it comes to the topping up with resin. So what I'm thinking is that if I was to do my details now on a cold mould and then turn the heat mat on, it could pull away from the mould. It's just the way my brain works. So let's get started. Also, by having it on the heat mat, I can grab the top of the mat and tilt it to get the effect that I'm hoping for. But you could use a glass tray or something like that. So we're going to be using the Resin Color Shift Chameleon mica powders. I'm going to be using the UV resin. I think this is the only way that this could work. Two-part will just take too long for this to work, I think. And we're then going to top it up with two-part mixed with some, I think I've run out of black mica powder. So I'm going to have a think when we get to that stage. So my thinking is, if I put the UV resin into my cavities, and then I'm going to have my lamp really at the ready, and then if I lift and tilt, hopefully it will run down and give us like a raindrop on a window effect. So I'm just using the end of a paintbrush for this. I hope it works, and I'm just going to apply, helps if you could see, apply some drops. I might have to do some bigger drops. And then we'll assess, once I've done the tilt and cure, we might add some really small drops just to see and give it a more raindrop effect, if that makes sense. Let's go for a big one over here. Don't think it'll matter if they touch. Raindrops touch on windows anyway. But I really love this effect. So now I'm thinking, if I turn my lamp on and then tilt the mould, I don't know how far I'm going to have to tilt it. Quite far. You can't really see. I can kind of see the effects starting to happen. I might have to go really high. I just hope they're straight. So I think I might have to have another try on a different mould. But we'll continue with this one just to see how it turns out. Just give that a cure. So you can see it's done it a bit, but it's not as much as I'd hoped for. So I think we're going to try on this bigger one here. So this time I'm going to try and just lift the mould up without the mat and without the light, get it running, and then apply the light. I think I forgot to hit record, guys. So what I said, I've just applied some small dots above the bigger droplets. Some really small ones, some medium ones, and I've just kind of gone above each one and then in between this space here. But we're going to have a play around. I think these drops may be a bit too big, but we're going to have a play around anyway and with different sizes and see what we get. So another way I want to try is applying the blob like so. I think this is going to be a little bit more time consuming though. I'm going to get my lamp ready. I'm just going to pull that up and then cure that in place. And I'm going to repeat that process over again. I'll do some that size and then I'll do some a bit smaller. So you can see those teardrop droplets, and then we can just go in with some really small drops, again just above those bigger droplets, just to make it look like it's running down a pane of glass, he says. And then you can just add some bigger, just round droplets, like they're just sitting on the glass and not running, and then cure those. So on this one down here, I'm going to do the same as the really big one, but I'm going to add smaller drops to see if they run. They may not. We shall see. And then again, we're just going to tilt that, and hopefully I can get my light quick enough. Come on, run. Really am trying to get these to move. Maybe they're just too small. Let's add a tiny bit more to each drop. One of them has kind of run, but the others have stayed where they were put. They're being stubborn. Let's try it now. I really am lifting that right up now. And give it a bit of a tap. Maybe that will encourage it. And now I think that's it. We'll blast that. It's kind of what I wanted. And then again with the small drops just above each one. I think that will do. And then this first one I did, I really need to put some more detail into. So I just did another one here with the tilt, but with smaller droplets. So with the colour shift micas, we have a violet, a plum, a bit like me, a galaxy, and we have a gold. I think we're going to play with all of them. And I'm not going to show each one. I might do the big one two-tone, so we use two different colours. I say two-tone, but the powders really are two-tone anyway. But I'm just going to apply some to my brush. You've all seen this done. And just brush it over all of the inside of the mould. So that was the violet. I've just looked at the gold. I'm really not keen on the gold. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to use that one. So this one is the plum. This is probably going to turn out yucky. I'm just going to use a gold with these two areas of plum, just in the middle. I'm not great at stuff like this. I prefer my inks. I think we'll do the galaxy in this one. And I just think I'm going to do the other two, the violet. I think that is the best colour for this effect of what I want. As always, massive shout out to my channel members. Few new members, thank you very much for joining. And to anyone who's bought me a coffee, for a super thanks. Okay, so I now just need to mix up some 2-part resin, and as I said, I'm out of black mica powder. So I'm wondering what colour I can use. I mean, can I use the same colour in all of them because they're different colours? I don't know. I'm just going to look for, I think, the darkest colour that I've got, and hopefully it won't interrupt. And I think that's going to be like a deep purple. I mean, I could mix up some black dye. Let me have a think. I found some black mica powder. This is a Decorum. I've had this since I began using resin. I got this in a set. So my resin is mixed. I'm just going to mix some of that up and pour it in. And there we go. As mentioned, I have mine on the heat mat just to speed stuff up. I have got it on around about halfway on the dial. The dial doesn't have numbers. So we will be back shortly. Right, we are all set. Gotta love the heat mat. You can see some extra ones in there. I had the black resin left over, so I quickly made some smaller ones, just with some smaller drops of the UV resin, just to use them up. But let's see what we've got. Cute. I mean, you could turn them into small pendants or matching earrings. I just wanted to use up that resin. And I just did the simple dots with these instead of the drops that I've tried on the bigger ones. Almost looks like a moon. But these are the ones that I'm really interested to see how they come out with that dripping effect. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that button for me. Give the video a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Could always top these up. See, this one I did quite a long drop on, so it does look like it's dripped down. And this one was a shallow one, but I can always take that edge off, or as I said, just top it up. Really loving that shift of colours. It's from like a green to a purple. Right. Why is that stuck to my mould? Oh no. Oh no, look. Could be the heat from the heat mat that's done that. Never had that before. I didn't spray my mould, so maybe I need to spray my mould. I don't know what could have caused that. Never had an issue with the heat mat before, and it was only on a medium temperature. I don't know if the mould was damaged before. I can't remember. I'll really have to work to get that off. Right, let's go with the big one that we did the two-tone or two colours in. No, we didn't do it in this one, did we? We did it in one of the other ones. A bit too heavy on the drips. A bit too much. But it's kind of worked. And you could always top coat these as well. Was it this one? I can't remember now. It's only been a couple of hours. Oh, that's better. Definitely looks like dripping rain down some glass. We've got that shift. This has got to be the one that I used the gold in the middle. Yeah, it is. Oh, look at that one there. Almost spot on. Really got that sun coming through now. I love this technique. It's so cool. Move into the sun. Right, last one. And I wanted to do it in jewellery instead of coasters, but I may try coasters. But you know, there's a lot of these videos going around now, so I thought I'd go for something that you could wear. Wow, that is much better. So each drop is kind of different. Really has got a natural raindrop look to that one. That is what I wanted. Right, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know there's lots of this one going around at the moment, but I thought I'd jump in. And I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.